Juz 4 of the running commentary of Abdullah Yusuf Ali. This reading discusses the Battle of Uhud, 58 through 62. Allah's help comes to those who strive with firmness, as it did at Badr. Much can be learnt from the misfortunes at Uhud. It is not for us to question Allah's plan, which is full of wisdom and mercy for all. Our duty is to stand firm and unswerving, to obey, and in steadfast courage to persevere, to retrieve our mistakes not in grief and despair, but in firm hope in Allah and in contempt of pain and death. Uhud showed how dangerous it was to lend ear to enemy suggestions, to disobey orders, dispute, lose courage, or seek selfish ends. Some even followed the evil course of turning back. But great is Allah's mercy. Where He helps, no harm can come. Trust your leader. The hypocrites, in withdrawing from battle, were really helping the unbelievers, but glorious were those who knew no fear. Those killed in the cause of Allah, yet live and thrive and do rejoice. And never can those who fight against faith hurt in the least the cause of Allah. Regard, unmoved, the taunts of those who laugh at faith, nor let their falsehood, nor their seeming prosperity, raise questions in your minds. All who can read the signs of Allah in nature know His wisdom, goodness, power, and justice. They know His promise is sure, and in humble prayer, wholly put their trust in Allah. This just goes into Surah 4, which is Nisa-The Woman. This is my own personal commentary before I do the introduction by Abdullah Yusuf Ali. Pre-Islamic Arabia, and some would argue in other countries around the world, women are not held in high regard. They are seen and treated as property, or worse. And Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, came with a transformative message to care not only for women, but orphans and slaves. Overall, it is a collective responsibility of communities, of mankind, to protect and treat each other justly. The Surah introduction of Chapter 4, Nisa-The Woman, by Abdullah Yusuf Ali. This subject matter deals with social problems which the Muslim community had to face immediately after Uhud. It begins with an appeal to the solidarity of mankind, the rights of women and orphans, and the implications of family relationship, including equitable distribution of property after death. While the decencies of family life should be enforced, women should be held in honor and their rights recognized in marriage, property, and inheritance. And this principle of goodness should be admitted to a great and glorious fellowship. The believers should organize in self-defense against the enemies and beware of the secret plots and mischiefs of the hypocrites, how deserters should be treated, cautions about taking life, recommendations for leaving places inimical to Islam, religious duties in the midst of war, treachery and the lure of evil, women and orphans to be justly dealt with. Faith must go with justice, sincerity, and moderation in speech. Where people of the book went wrong, with honorable exceptions. The running commentary continues. All mankind are one, and mutual rights must be respected. The sexes must honor each the other. Sacred are family relationships that rise through marriage, and women bearing children, orphans need especially loving care, and trust is held all property, with duties well defined, and after death, due distribution should be made in equitable shares to all whose affection, duty, and trust shed light and joy on this our life below. What can a holier cement to society than that women should be chaste and pure, and crimes against sex rooted out? Let decency, kindness, and justice prevail in all sex relationships. Let marriage be cherished and carefully guarded, women's rights secured, family jars adjusted, and all life lived in faith, charity, and kindness sincere to all our fellow creatures.